What's up?
What you know you can't explain. But you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong. You don't know what it is, but it's there. Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. Experience the awakening. Brilliant anonymous researchers. Patriots, join us in the Patriot Army. Trust the plan, pain coming. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go. RedStateTalkRadio.com, Brighteon.tv, Rumble.com/MG Show. The end won't be for everyone. That choice to know will be yours.
I'm on. Oh, whoa, why am I so low?
Where we go one, we go all. Fight, 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 and fight. That's we good. Will. We fight every day right here on the MG Show.
Oh my God. Wow. Wow, guys. Wow, wow, wow. Welcome to the MG Show, where the truth is learned, it's never told, and boy, oh boy, these pesky Q proofs are piling up. We even missed one. Holy moly, guys. We're going to get into that a little bit later, Shady. We got indictments for Comey coming soon, huh? How many? 67 posts with Comey, but trust the plan, JFK Jr.'s live, Shady.
Yes, very, very much so. How are you doing today? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being at the show today, live here at 12 p.m. on the East Coast, everybody. This is where the rubber meets the road, and you're getting ready to start to see what we've really been doing for the last 7 or 8 years. Not all of the BS that's being spread around now. They've taken you off the lemming cliff with the Charlie Kirk assassination and a number of other things over there that they're really trying to light everybody's hair on fire, man, so that they don't see what's actually happening.
Yeah, because Erica Kirk did the I love you, guys. Now they're saying that she is in a sex trafficking satanic cult. This is QAnon John, who works with General Flynn, okay, and Linwood. Remember when they had that fake Flynwood thing?
I do.
These people are disgusting, okay? Do you think Erica Kirk's in a satanic child trafficking cult?
This is crazy, man.
Really?
What they are doing is absolutely, it's so disgusting. I swear to you, just like I said the other day, it's as if not more disgusting than the people on the left laughing at the fact that he died. To me, like, I can't believe it. Like, you have the ability to like actually guide people and show people what's going on and share with them and work together to fight for this administration. But they are all proving exactly what Q showed us. They are psychological operations. These people are not looking for the truth. They never were looking for the truth. What they're looking for is attention. They're looking for clicks, and they're looking for people that are very vulnerable to dumb psychological operations so that they can suck them into their narratives and quote unquote liquefy reality further. That's literally what General Flynn is doing with his minions of digital soldiers out here on the Twitterverse.
His minions of bullshit.
That's literally what it is.
Welcome to the MG Show, where we're not going to lie to you like dumbasses. Question everything. She did this. Does that mean she's in a satanic pedophile cult?
It's crazy, dude. It's so disrespectful, man. And it proves the point that we're trying to make, that what we're doing here is without them. They are of no value, man. I mean, it's like I question everything, but whenever I find the information, I stop questioning. And then maybe someday some other information comes up. But if I have something that's provable, I stick to what's provable. Bill Cooper talked about this a lot, by the way, and he explained that this is exactly what the type of rhetoric is that Alex Jones and people like Alex Jones do. This is what they do. Their whole modus operandi is to make you question your own discernment.
Look in the mirror. Get right with yourself. Start discerning better, everybody, please. Thank you, Sandy Star White, for 1 subscription to the MG Show. Thank you, Rev Rob, 1 subscription to the MG Show. And thank you, Original Clag. Boys, Clag is here out in the garden. Well, good to see you, Original Clag. And thank you for the $17 Rumble Rant. I just want to give everybody an update who did purchase the stickers. They're in the mail. I did it yesterday, Shady. They're in the mail.
You gotta be kidding me.
They are on their way to you right now.
Wow, that is service. That is service with a smile. Thank you so much, everybody. That was an amazing little project yesterday.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. I mean, literally, we really need you guys, and that couldn't have worked out better yesterday. I really can't thank you guys enough. Thank you, and you get something cool, right? And you support the show.
You're keeping us on the air. And then this, there cannot be anything that irritates these people more than the idea that they have to still deal with us. All of them have to deal with us. It's on the right and the left. The Jim Stewartsons of the world and the Sun Tzus of the world, both of them, all of them have to deal with us, and they are literally tired of it. We're beating them down, man. People are leaving their cult in droves.
Well, by the way, they're now saying that Boone Cutler was Q. Okay, so I was Q'd many times. So Q actually blocked me on X?
Yeah, Q blocked you after tagging you and amplifying your research. Then he came out. He blocked all of us. He blocked a bunch of the people that are in this chat right now.
Wow. So he blocked people that followed him?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did.
Because he's Q, right? So Cag Drogo is Robert David Steele's nephew. He's a CIA guy who infiltrated Q in the beginning. He passed away. God bless him.
Mysteriously.
But, guys, start waking up to the people that are feeding you bullshit. Cag Drogo is a nephew of a CIA operative.
That wasn't around for Q.
Who wasn't around for Q? Rush, 1 subscription. Thank you so much. Paul Bunyan, thank you so much. For the
DC Lidstone guy, too.
Oh, my God. He's Canadian. He's just not even in my country.
Well, but they're all like trying to gin up this narrative about Boone Cutler. The thing is, it's like we want to talk about Boone Cutler. There's some weird stuff going on with the Boone Cutler thing. Everybody wants to focus over here on it, make stuff up about the Charlie Kirk thing. Nobody's looking at the weird stuff going on around the Boone Cutler thing, and I'm going to leave it right there for right now.
Let's leave it there. And what if there was a Q before Q, and this Q is good Q, and bad Q was bad Q?
Yeah,
trolling them with Q. I'm telling you guys, there's more to it than we think. Boone Cutler announcement is not Q, never has been. He hated Q. They all hate Q. Period.
Said it. They said it very vehemently. Michael Flynn Jr. said that they didn't even need any Q people.
Yeah,
they were doing just fine without any of you Q people.
That's right. That's why they tried to, wine and dine us, Shady Groove, and try to usurp us.
That's exactly why they tried to keep us from ever seeing through the idea that they were full of it as a Christmas turkey.
Christmas turkey?
Mm-hmm.
How are you full of it like a Christmas turkey?
Stuff it.
Oh, stuff it. Stuff it real good.
There's a bunch of bleep in there.
There is. All right. Let's see. We got a bunch of things going on. We're going to go over what President Trump posted in regards to treason with James Comey. Jellica, thank you so much. 1 subscription to the MG Show. Thank you for being here today as well. And thank you for sharing the show so much. We really appreciate our super fans.
They're out there, and they are awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to go into that. But, it looks like our president is actually with Erdogan. It's not that long. Let's go ahead and let me find it real quick. Here it is. Because there's going to ask a lot of questions. Let me just see where it goes.
Here we go. We need to make sure that he tells them to protect his clerics.
Yeah. Protect your clerics from the Flynn crew because they want to kidnap them and human traffic that cleric from California to the gulag in Turkey.
Make clerics great again.
Yeah. They are not Q. They're just in the queue, Ross Pure. That's right.
They'll love that clip.
All right, guys. They can take that clip all you want. You guys are full of horse pucky.
Beep.
You're stuffed like a Christmas turkey.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. Let's watch this. This is your president of the United States with Erdogan. I'm sure the questions are going to be fire.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with President Erdogan of Turkey, and we've been friends for a long time, actually, even for 4 years when I was in exile, unfairly, as it turns out. Rigged election, he knows about rigged elections better than anybody. But when I was in exile, we were still friends. That's always a good way to find out, test of friendship. But he's a highly respected man. He's respected very much in his country and all throughout Europe and throughout the world where they know him. He's built a tremendous military, powerful military, uses a lot of our equipment. And it's an honor to have him at the White House. We're going to have a lunch together. We're going to have a discussion, big discussion. We do a lot of trade with Turkey, and we're going to continue. We're going to do some additional trade. They want to buy F-16s, F-35s, and some other things, and we're going to talk to them about that. And we're just going to have, I think, a very interesting couple of hours. We're going to get a lot done. But I have great respect for this man, and we've had a very good relationship for a long time. If you remember, he let Pastor Brunson, he freed Pastor Brunson. Pastor Brunson was put in jail for 35 years before I got there. This was a group that should have stopped it, and the president, after I called him, released him, which was a great thing for our Christian community, our evangelical community. The evangelicals really wanted that. It was very important to him, so I always remembered that. But he released him from 35 years in prison. And Pastor Brunson now is healthy, happy, and well. And we're very happy about that. But it's a great honor to have the President of Turkey with us. And how are you?
Fine.
Say a few words.
And you?
Great guy.
Kelime söylemek isterseniz, bir cümle söylemek isterseniz.
Öncelikle bu ziyaretimizi Birleşmiş Milletler Genel Kurulu'yla iç içe olan bir dönemde gerçekleştirdiğimizden dolayı arkadaşlarımla beraber çok mutluyuz. Gerek Sayın Trump'ın birinci döneminde gerekse ikinci dönemde Türkiye-Amerika ilişkilerinde farklı bir süreci yaşıyoruz. Kendilerinin de az önce ifade ettiği gibi gerek F-35 konusu, gerek F-16 konusu, gerekse Halk Bankası'yla ilgili aramızdaki ilişkiler konusunu bugün etraflıca görüşme fırsatı bulacağımıza inanıyorum. Heybeliada okuluyla ilgili ise orada üzerimize ne düşerse biz onu zaten yapmaya hazırız. Dönünce de Sayın Bartolomeo'yla bu konuyu görüşme fırsatı bulacağız.
First, Mr. President, I am very pleased that this visit actually coincides with the 80th UNGA. So I am very pleased to be here with my colleagues and friends. And as we have said, during the first term of your presidency and during your second term, we are able to carry Turkey and U.S. relations to a much different level and process. And as you said, we have an opportunity here today to be able to discuss some of the issues regarding the F-35, the F-16, and also the Halkbank case, and we will have an opportunity to thoroughly discuss them. And based on what you have mentioned regarding the Heybeliada school, we are ready to do whatever we can that falls on our part, and I will, when I get back, try to discuss this issue with the esteemed Mr. Bartholomos to discuss how we can move forward on that.
Okay, very good. I would like to be able to do that. The Greek Orthodox Church was here, and they would really like to have some help. They need some help, and I said I'd mention it. We appreciate it. So this is a tough man. This is a guy who's highly opinionated. Usually I don't like opinionated people, but I always like this one. He's a tough one, and he does an amazing job in his country. And we've had tremendous relationships, both having to do with war and having to do with trade. And I guess today we're talking about both. I'd like to have him stop buying any oil from Russia while Russia continues this rampage against Ukraine. And they've been fighting. They've lost millions of lives already. And for what? You know, for what? It's disgraceful. And I said yesterday, let it keep going because their economy is absolutely terrible right now. And I think it's a shame that they're doing that, killing a lot of people unnecessarily. 7,818 people were killed last week, mostly military people, their people, and Ukrainians. More Russians, actually, than Ukraine, a little bit more. But it's such a waste of human life, and so he ought to stop. Putin ought to stop. And with that, we'll get to a little bit of a discussion. We're going to make some great trade deals for both countries. We do a lot of business with Turkey. They build great products. They build beautiful, great products, really fantastic manufacturers. And we buy a lot from them, and they buy a lot from us. Would you have any questions, please?
Thank you very much. You repeatedly called out Obama and Biden administrations for their stupid decisions. One example you gave was the refusal to sell the Patriot missile defense systems to Turkey, which resulted in the expulsion of the country from the F-35 program. Now, you are known to be a great deal maker in Turkey. What can you do to undo the stupidity? Yes, CNN.
CNN? Well, because you sounded like a nice guy, but CNN is fake news. I mean, but you sound like the real deal to me, so I'll answer the question. We're going to be discussing the Patriot system, which is the best system. We'll discuss that. We're going to discuss the F-35. We'll be discussing all of the things that you know about and that some of that you mentioned. And I think he'll be successful with buying the things he'd like to buy.
What concrete steps can you say?
Well, we haven't even started yet, but I know he wants the F-35, and he's wanted that, and we're talking about that very seriously. And the F-16, we're in great shape. Certain other things he needed, as you know, and I'm going to see to it that we get that to him. He needs certain things, and we need certain things. And we're going to come to a conclusion. You'll know by the end of the day. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, I will walk back to you. I will walk back to you, Mr. President.
Sayın Cumhurbaşkanım, siz Başkan Trump'ın ne kadar barış için çabalar gösterdiğini daha önce de söylemiş bir Cumhurbaşkanısınız. Ve siz de bölgede birçok ülkeyle, birçok liderle görüşmeler, kontaklar kurabiliyorsunuz. Bu konuda birlikte nasıl çalışabilirsiniz gelecekte?
Buna inandığım için zaten bunları söylüyorum. Birlikte el ele bölgedeki bu sıkıntıları aşacağımıza da inanıyorum.
Mr. President,
When are you planning
Because I haven't
to
learned
lift
his language yet. What did he say?
The gentleman was asking, Mr. President, you have referred to President Trump's peace efforts, and you have also contact with many leaders in the region. And what do you think that you can do about this? And Mr. President has said that, yes, I believe in the peace efforts that President Trump is leading, and together we will be able to overcome the challenges in the region.
I think it's true. He's got tremendous influence in the region. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, when are you planning to lift CAATSA sanctions against Turkey?
Against sanctions against Turkey? Could be very soon. If we have a good meeting, almost immediately.
Mr. President, are you going to impose tougher sanctions on Russia?
Erdogan is removing tariffs on U.S. goods, and what impact it will be in U.S. production?
Where are you from?
Turkey.
I see. We have a lot of people from Turkey here. That's good, because I like the questions very much, actually. They're very nice questions. We'll see about tariffs. We're going to be talking about tariffs.
We already removed that.
Well, we're going to be talking about that.
Mr. President, should we impose tougher sanctions on Russia, even if not all NATO countries stop purchasing Russian oil?
We're going to be seeing about that. The NATO countries were disappointing in that regard, but they've been very amazing in other ways. They did, as you know, they went from 2% to 5% GDP, and that's a big step, and it's paid. I mean, they have the money there. And we're selling a tremendous amount of military equipment to NATO. We're selling. We're not giving like Biden did. We're selling it to NATO, and it's a lot. They're buying a lot, and I assume they're giving it to Ukraine. They could buy it for other reasons too, but I assume they're giving most of it to Ukraine. But they're buying highly sophisticated weaponry, and they're paying for it full price. And that's how we're involved. Biden gave $350 billion. Look, this war would have never started if I were president. If I were president, this war would never be happened. It would have never happened. Yeah.
Mr. President, I'd like to talk about Gaza. Are you on the same page, Mr. Erdogan?
for Palestine, Israel?
Well, I don't know his stance. I can't tell you about that. I just say that we want to get Gaza over with. I had a great meeting with the leaders of that area, of that region, generally speaking, the Middle East. We had a great meeting the other day at UNGA, as you know, and I think we're close to getting some kind of a deal done. Yeah, we want to get the hostages back. I have to get the hostages back. We're the ones that got the hostages, all of them that we have now. But it looks like there are 20 living hostages and probably 38 or so dead hostages. Pretty sad. And the parents of those dead souls, those dead, mostly men, boys, in many cases like literally boys, they want those bodies back so badly, as much as though they were alive. And so we had a very good meeting with the representatives of the most powerful countries in the Middle East, and I think we're going to be close to a deal.
Any solution, Mr. President?
Mr. President, we've noticed that in the Ukrainian war and during the Israeli-Iran war, the airspace of the NATO countries is very fragile and it needs to be stronger. And in that sense, Turkey being the second largest army in NATO, it needs to support its air force and air defense. How do you look at this issue in general as a NATO? Because it's the eastern flank of it.
We're in NATO, and you know, they're paying now 5% of GDP. Nobody thought that was possible, and they agreed to that 6 months ago when I was there. And the relationship is very good. The NATO countries, with us, is the strongest it's ever been. We used to complain that they're paying 2%, but they're not paying. The United States was paying almost everything. And now they're paying 5%, and they paid. And that's trillions of dollars. You know, we're talking about trillions of dollars. And they're spending that, giving that money to us, and we are giving them great defensive, you know, the Patriots and all of the different javelins, all the different missile systems and everything else that they want. But it's, you know, it's trillions of dollars. So we appreciate that they did that. So they went from 2% to 5% of GDP, and that was something that nobody even would bring up. Biden should have brought it up a long time ago, because under Biden, we paid $350 billion, and all it did is make things worse. So we'll see how it goes. Go ahead, just finish. Yeah, go ahead.
35 to Turkey. Fighter jets, F-35.
We're talking about fighter jets for Turkey. Yes, we are.
Are we going to see any steps going to be taken today about the issue, about the things that are going on in the Gaza, Palestine? Are we going to?
It could be today. Yeah, it could be today. We have a very strong dialogue going on with Saudi Arabia. With, I would say, you have 4 or 5 real leaders that are being good. As you know, I met with Qatar, Saudi Arabia, UAE. We met with Jordan. The King of Jordan was there. We had a really great meeting. I think a lot was determined at that meeting. And I have to meet with Israel, and I have to do that also. They know what I want, and I think we can get that one done. I hope we can get it done. A lot of people are dying. But we want the hostages back. We don't want them back 1 this week, 1 and 2 months from now, 3 later, and you know, like the way it's been going. We got them all back. We got a lot of them back. We got the American Alexander. We got the American hostages back. But we have now 20 plus 38 bodies, dead bodies, and we want them all back. And we want them back at one time.
President Erdogan will help to release the hostages.
Do I think what?
Do you think President Erdogan will help to release the hostages?
I don't know if he'll help in that. I don't really think we have. I don't think it'll be necessary in this case. I think we're going to be in a pretty good position. There are a lot of people that want that done. I met with great leaders. Look, you saw the people that were there, and great leaders. Egypt was also represented. We met with the leaders of that part of the world, and they want to see if they can get something done. And I'm going to have to tell Israel, let's go. We want to get the hostages back. Everybody wants to see that war over with, by the way. Everybody. So we're going to see what happens.
Mr. President,
how do you see a joint initiative with President Erdogan to bring the President of Russia, Putin, and President Zelensky to the negotiating table?
Well, I can tell you that President Erdogan is very respected by both of them. Everybody respects Erdogan. They really respect Erdogan. I do. And I think he could have a big influence if he wants to. Right now, he's very neutral. He likes being neutral. So do I like being neutral. But he's somebody that if he got involved, the best thing he could do is not buy oil and gas from Russia. If he did that, that would be probably the best thing. He knows Putin like I know Putin. I thought Putin, I settled, as you know, 7 wars, and it's probably more than that if you really want to know the real facts, but 7 wars, and I thought this would be among the easier ones to settle. But I'm very disappointed in Putin. And he's been fighting hard, he's been fighting long, and they lost millions, they lost like 1 million soldiers. And you know, with all of the heavy bombardment over the last 2 weeks, they've gained almost no land. Think of that. They've gained almost no land. And I'm not going to ever call anybody a paper tiger, but Russia spent millions and millions of dollars in bombs, missiles, ammunition, and lives, their lives, and they've gained virtually no land. I think it's time to stop. I really do.
A few months ago, you met with Aliyev and Pashinyan. Can you follow up
So
on...
where?
You met with Aliyev and Pashinyan, Azerbaijan President Aliyev and Pashinyan. Can you follow up on what you want to say about current process?
No, I can't. I just... I like this guy. I like him. He's from CNN. Fake news, the worst fake news, but I like him. So it's CNN Turkey. I'll get Brian. Go.
Syria has been a major issue between the two countries for the past decades. And you said the future of Syria is in Erdogan's hands back in, I think, December and January. And the countries are in the process of integrating little fractures into the main government. When do you want to see that happen?
Well, I think President Erdogan is the one responsible for Syria, for the successful fight in ridding Syria of its past leader. And I think this man is responsible. He doesn't take the responsibility, but it's actually a great achievement. They've been trying to do it for 2,000 years. I said, he does it. He did it. I mean, they're your surrogates. I think you should take the credit for it. I told him, take the credit. For 2,000 years, you've been trying to take over Syria. He took over Syria, and he doesn't want to take the credit. You know, all of those people are his surrogates. But the leader of Syria, the new leader, as you know, I took sanctions off in order to let them breathe because the sanctions were very strong. But I think we should have a major announcement today. He was responsible for that victory. It was a victory for Turkey because they've been fighting, as you know, for like 1,000 years. And it never went, you know, it was back and forth, but he's responsible for that. So he would have a lot to say with respect to Syria. But at his request, I took, and the request also of the King of Saudi Arabia, it's very interesting, and Qatar, they said if you could take the sanctions. We had very strong sanctions. They couldn't have lived with those sanctions, and I took them off to give them a chance to breathe. But the president was one of the people that was responsible for that. He asked me to do it.
Mr. President, furloughs are very typical when the government shuts down. Why is the administration directing federal layoffs of federal workers this time?
Well, this is all caused by the Democrats. They asked us to do something that's totally unreasonable. They never change. They want to give money away to illegally, people that entered our country illegally. They want to give them massive federal money. And we don't want to do that because it means everyone's going to just keep pouring back. Right now we have absolutely perfect borders like you haven't seen in many years, even better than I had great borders during my 4 years, but these borders are stone cold closed. You can only come into our country legally now, but the Democrats want to give it all away. They want to open up the borders. Take a look at that. Big thing. They want to open borders again after what we're going through now, getting rid of prisoners, getting rid of all of these people dropped out from mental institutions, drug dealers, drug addicts, everything. They're putting everybody into our country. It's all ended now. But this is what Schumer wants. This is what the Democrats want. They want to and they want to take our money. We're doing well because of tariffs. We're doing unbelievable. We're making more money than we ever have made. And by the way, we're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, just to get off the subject for a second. We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made. We're going to give it to our farmers, who are, for a little while, going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit. So we're going to make sure that our farmers are in great shape because we're taking in a lot of money. We're finding. The other day, it was very interesting. They found $31 billion. They said, "Sir, we found 31." I said, "You mean positively, right?" They said, "Yeah, 31 million more than we knew." And they said, "We don't know where it came from." I said, "Check the tariff shelf." They came back the following morning. They said, "You're right, sir. It came from the tariffs." We've never seen anything like that.
All right, now, I hope you guys are watching our Friday show because the farm and the farming community is very important to Pandora's box, okay? And what you're seeing is tariffs coming in positively for the U.S. farmers, guys. This is huge, Shady.
It's bigger than huge. And you're also seeing this massive pushback, the massive pushback against Donald Trump and this and his ability to negotiate one-on-one for tariffs is absolutely insane. All of these people had absolutely no desire whatsoever to help America or to renegotiate or to do anything at all about tariffs to anyone or to use that as a leveraging tool. If you have the country that we have that was built the way it was built, our only real leverage over any other country, because of the idea that we're not going to go bomb people, our only real leverage is tariffs. The only real person that can negotiate that is the bully pulpit, is the commander in chief, the president of the United States. That's exactly the way that the founders intended for the country to function. And every single one of these people that are standing up against him, you can see that they clearly have no idea how the country was founded, guys. I'm sorry. They do not know. We have so much more information here about what we're looking at than anybody else I can see.
Yeah, but Shady, devolution.
But devolution. But JFK Jr., Jeff.
Look, guys, make sure you get premium and watch our Fridays shows, guys, okay? You need to watch it. Pandora's Box. And Yeti, go ahead and throw it up there for us because that is what we're talking about. That is what you need to read. Is that right? Wait, is it right over here? There it is.
It's over there.
Thank you so much. Back to President Trump talking about the farmers and the $31 billion worth of tariffs that they never had before.
Yeah, and it's going to get more. This is going to get better. Like the farmers are going to have a minute to get through this transition. We are transitioning away from silliness into common sense. There's a little bit of, it's a bumpy road. But once we get there, they are going to be over the moon because not only are they going to be able to get more for their products, they're going to be able to produce more because there's more demand. The government has been illegally or unnecessarily manipulating the agricultural market in America for 100 years.
Not just that, the gold, silver, I mean, you name it, banking, everything.
Yes.
Guys, you're watching your country being taken back, okay?
Being handed to you.
And giving it to you, the American people, through the Treasury, right? All these tariffs go into the Treasury, not into the Federal Reserve.
Correct. Big difference.
Big difference.
So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking some money from all of the tariff money that we've taken, and we're going to distribute it to our farmers until the tariffs kick into their benefit, which ultimately the farmers are going to be making a fortune. But it's a process of, it has to kick in. All right, maybe one more.
There was another shooting at an ICE facility in Texas yesterday. Detainees were killed. The FBI director posted on social media bullets that were engraved with the message anti-ICE. He just posted another thing on social media saying they recovered a handwritten note from the subject that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" Who do you hold responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence in the country?
Radical left rhetoric. The radical left is causing the problem. They're out of control. They're saying things, and they're really dumb people. I mean, I look at Crockett. I look at some of these people. They're very low IQ people, actually. But the radical left is causing this problem, not the right, the radical left. And it's going to get worse, and ultimately it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games. And I'll give you a little clue. The right is a lot tougher than the left. But the right's not doing this. They're not doing it, and they better not get them energized, because it won't be good for the left. And I don't want to see that happen either. I'm the president of all the people. But the radical left is causing this. The radical left Democrats are causing this problem.
Stochastic terrorism.
And yeah, let me jump in real quick.
It gets worse. It gets worse.
It's almost over.
It'll be a point where
1 sec.
other people won't take it anymore, and that will not be good for the radical left, and we don't want that. Okay, thank you.
All right, I just wanted him to finish his answer, Shady. But yes, Scotastic, libel laws, end of MSM, Shady.
Yes, and what this is the point that I want to make to you guys, and I'd like to make this very, very clear so that we can all get on the same page. What they're doing is they're constantly trying to make this both sides argument. There is no both sides argument. I'm tired of that. There is no example out there whatsoever of somebody upsetting people on the right, and then the right crawling up into snipers' nests and taking out Democrat politicians or Democrat people that are speaking. That is not happening. But the interesting thing that did happen was January the 6th. And the reason that is important is because this is why you're getting the both sides argument. Would it not have been for January the 6th, if that did not occur the way that it did, there would be no both sides arguments, because what they all say is they point back to January the 6th. We say, you people are nut jobs. You literally murdered a human being in cold blood that was a political person. And then they look to you and say, oh, well, you stormed the Capitol. No, we didn't storm the Capitol. The people that stormed the Capitol were the people that were paid operatives. Right now, the people that stormed the Capitol are the people that were in charge of doing it, are the people that you're currently seeing out there that are puppeting all of this nonsense about Israel and about Candace or about Erica Kirk being a child trafficker.
Oh my God.
And now they're doubling down, Jeff. Now they've got this movie called Snake Eyes, and it's got the name, and it's got the date, and it's got the connections, and this was the plot against Charlie was in this movie from like 19. They're publishing this stuff today, guys. So if you cannot clearly see like what we're doing here at the MG show, and I'm going to continue to preach this. What we're doing here is we're separating ourselves from them. Are we going to get it right all the time? No. Are we going to realize and recognize what it is we voted for and fight for Donald Trump and fight for this administration? Because all the people that are out there that are guilty, they don't like Pam Bondi either. All the people that are out there,
I like Pam Bondi.
They don't like Kash Patel. All the people
Cash.
that are out there that are guilty, they don't like Dan Bongino.
Yeah, I kind of like them too now.
Isn't that interesting how that we can kind of like these people and they can pretend like there's something wrong with them? The criminals do not like law enforcement. I'm going to say that again. The criminals do not like law enforcement. Normal people that like to be like have a society and go to work and school and play and laugh and be fun all day, like those people like law enforcement.
You know, Shady, you mentioned we don't get it right all the time. Well, I'd like to tell you that we have a pretty damn good track record.
It's like 98.77 or something.
It's the 5 nines, Shady. 99.999.
99.99.
Yeah. All right. Luft balloons?
Luft
now
balloons.
You got stuffed turkeys and balloons. What is wrong with you today?
We're just in the first hour, bro.
I know. Oh my God.
We got a whole other hour to go.
All right. I think this is the last question. Check it out.
Mr. President, it seems like an indictment on James Comey is imminent. Would this be the first step in accountability for pushing the hoax of Russia along with Barack Obama, involved as well?
Well, I can't tell you what's going to happen because I don't know. You have very professional people headed up by the Attorney General, Todd Blanche, and Lindsay Halligan, who's a very smart, good lawyer, very good lawyer. They're going to make a determination. I'm not making that determination. I think I'd be allowed to get involved if I want, but I don't really choose to do so. I can only say that Comey's a bad person.
It has to be organic. Comey's a bad person.
He's a sick person. I think he's a sick guy, actually. He did terrible things at the FBI. And but I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much. And, glad you played it safe on that day. Glad my mom... And I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm glad my mom was sick and had to go to the hospital that day. Otherwise, I would be there, probably arrested. I'd probably be a J6 prisoner, Shady, with these asshats that framed MAGA, Shady.
They did. They absolutely did. This is the reason that I'm not willing to accept some sort of unity with these people like Enrique Tarrio or Joe Biggs or any of these other people, because what they did that day had absolutely nothing to do with the way that this country functions. What they did that day has nothing to do with the way this country is supposed to function. As a matter of fact, what they did that day was they created an optic so that the left could continue to attack us where they had absolutely nothing. 0.0. The only thing that they had to kind of come at and attack MAGA were all these fake Q people that they kept throwing out there and acted like they blocked off the bridge, and they acted like that this guy was taking out the mobster and all this other nonsense, tiny little things that they had that they were trying to point to and saying that, oh, we're just like the left. They had nothing, 0.0. But then they stood down the National Guard. They didn't allow the National Guard. This is what we should be upset about. The people that said that the National Guard has to stand down and can't protect the Capitol. How are those people different than the people that said that it's an exercise on 9/11?
Yeah.
I want to just make these points clear because everybody wants to blame Israel. Everybody wants to blame Netanyahu. Everybody wants to blame the Fedsurrection. Nobody's talking about the Pentagon. Nobody's talking about the military-industrial complex. Everybody skips right over that. It's almost like, Jeff, there's a military-industrial complex network of psychological operations being run against us to divert our attention away from the real perpetrators and make us focus on foreign countries so that we can create some sort of foreign war to obfuscate the guilt.
Yeah. And so, guys... Nobody's talking about a storm foretold where Roger Stone had the hubris to show you how it was planned and executed with the Oath Keepers and Proud Boys. And then they're sitting there attacking us and blocking us because they don't want you to know the truth, okay?
Correct.
The truth is you need to watch a storm foretold. That's the truth, okay? No, you guys are getting paid to... What? You can't even post that movie without the guy taking it down because he's being threatened to be sued by Roger Stone. Because if that truth gets out, it makes Roger Stone look like a complete asshole. Okay,
he is.
And he is. Now, let's move on because we got this James Comey thing, Shady Groove. This is the spy op pesky Q proof, and now we've got Comey indictment coming? Question mark. Okay,
very interesting.
We got it. Very interesting as well. Is right, Shady. So this is the, I tagged this. So if you guys want to know what the heck this is, we've got all the names that's written down and listed out. Okay. We've got it all right there. Perhaps one of the biggest pesky Q proofs is developing. Anon's new. We knew because Trump stuns reporters, but Anon's new. You guys have known it since what? 2018, at least, Shady.
Yes, we knew what they were doing. We knew that they were running a game. We knew that they were illegally tapping his wires.
Right. So I want to continue with this thought because you're going to have to listen to this because in this, he says it's written down. Okay. He could be talking about the Q post. Okay. It's this post. This is not very hard to understand. He talks about Susan Rice. Okay. Do you think Susan Rice is in here? Let's see. Was she in here, Shady?
SR.
That's right. She's not in here. Wait, is she? JC, DWS, CrowdStrike, UK, Fusion GPS, No Name, Leaks. Oh, I guess she's not in here. I thought she would be in here, but Loretta Lynch, Barack Obama, CS.
I'm confusing her with Loretta Lynch.
Yeah, Loretta Lynch. Right. JB, James Comey, HRC, DNC, Valerie Jarrett, right? We know all John Kerry, SPKM, HRC, DNC. Well, anyways, let's watch this clip, guys. You're not going to want to miss it. It is a pesky Q-proof. And we've played this before, but Donald J. Trump just posted it on 8/11. How do you break up something this big? Check it out.
President
Which
Obama
8/11 is interesting,
absolutely
too.
Cold. Tulsi Gabbard.
That's why I said, break up something this big.
I got it. I picked up on that.
Okay.
President Obama, absolutely cold. Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up all the way going up to 2020 in the election. They tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. You know, when we caught Hillary Clinton, I said, you know what? Let's not go too far here. It's the ex-wife of a president, and I thought it was sort of terrible. And I let her off the hook, and I'm very happy I did. But it's time to start, after what they did to me, and whether it's right or wrong, it's time to go after people. Obama's been caught directly. So people say, oh, you know, a group. It's not a group. It's Obama. His orders are on the paper. The papers are signed. The papers came right out of their office. They sent everything to be highly classified. Well, the highly classified's been released. And what they did in 2016 and in 2020 is very criminal. It's criminal at the highest level. So that's really the things you should be talking about. I know nothing about the other, but I think it's appropriate that they do go.
May I ask you about that, Mr. President? Tulsi Gabbard has submitted a criminal referral to the Department of Justice. From your perspective, who should the DO...
So Trump is telling you, people are like, I don't know what he's going to be indicted for. So Gabbard sent a criminal referral to the DOJ. Are you guys tracking now? Now, also, the what is it? What's the lady's name? Halloran Shady Grove? Is that, what was her name?
Halligan.
Halligan. She is now the new Virginia person because he got rid of the rhino, and she appears to be doing her job like we elected her to do. And what Q taught us. Here we go. Check it out.
DOJ target as part of their investigation? What specific figures in the Obama administration?
Well, based on what I read, and I read pretty much what you read, it would be President Obama. He started it. And Biden was there with him.
And there you go. Okay. So listen, I read what you read. Did they read the Q post, Shady?
Trying to tell them, man. I mean,
and Clapper, the whole group was there. Brennan, they were all there in a room. Right here. This was the room. This is much more beautiful than it was then, but that's okay. I have nice pictures up that came out of the vaults. They were in there for 100 years. This is much more beautiful. We have the Declaration of Independence now in the room, which wasn't here. I guess people didn't feel too good about putting it here, but I do. But you know what? If you look at those papers, they have them stone cold, and it was President Obama.
Stone cold.
Lots of people all over the place. It was them too. But the leader of the gang was President Obama, Barack Hussein Obama. Have you heard of him?
It's like he's at the top of the list, Jeff.
The fact that he gets shielded by the
Looks
press for his entire life. That's the one they... Look, he's guilty. It's not a question. You know, I like to say, let's give it time. It's there. He's guilty. This was treason. This was every word you can think of. They tried to steal the election. They tried to obfuscate the election. They did things that nobody's ever even imagined, even in other countries. You've seen some pretty rough countries. This man has seen some pretty rough countries, but you've never seen anything like it. And we have all of the documents. And from what Tulsi told me, she's got thousands of additional documents coming. So President Obama, it was his concept, his idea, but he also got it from crooked Hillary Clinton. Crooked is a $3 bill. Hillary Clinton and her group, the Democrats, spent $12 million to Christopher Steele to write up a report that was a total fake report. Took 2 years to figure that out, but it came out that it was a total fake report. It was made up fiction. And they used that. The one thing they weren't able to do was to, and probably the only thing I respect about the press in years is the press refused to write it before the election. They refused to put it in. The Steele report was a disaster. All lies, all fabrication, all admitted, and admitted fraud. She paid $12 million and the Democrats for that report to a wise guy named Christopher Steele. He wrote a phony report, and they wanted to get that report in before the election. And I'll tell you what, I talk about all the time, the fake news, how bad it is. But in this case, they wouldn't do it. They saw it, they read it, and they said, we don't believe it. And it was only after, substantially, like a month and a half after the election, that it got printed, and it was a big wisp. It was just like a bang of nothing, because the election had ended. If that report had gotten published by the New York Times or somebody, and I respect the Times for maybe only this, because they're crooked as you can be. They're a terrible paper, a crooked, corrupt paper. But for this one moment, they said, this is bullshit, we can't put this in. And neither could any other paper. Wall Street Journal's a lousy paper, very, very dishonest paper. As you see, I'm suing them for a lot of money because they do things very badly. It's got a nice name, but it's really, in my opinion, it's a terrible paper. And it can be corrupt. But just so you know, they didn't take the Steele report. It was the dossier. Remember the famous dossier? I called it the fake news dossier. The news wouldn't publish it. And I'm amazed. They had 2.5 months. It was finished. 2.5 months. That was supposed to be what was going to happen. And it got published a couple of months after the election. And frankly, nobody cared too much about it. But that was a big thing. No, we caught Hillary Clinton. We caught Barack Hussein Obama. They're the ones. And then you have many, many people under them. Susan Rice. They're all there. The names are all there. And I guess they figured they're going to put this in classified information and nobody will ever see it again, but it doesn't work that way. And it's the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever read. So you ought to take a look at that and stop talking about nonsense, because this is big stuff. Never has a thing like this happened in the history of our country. And by the way, it morphed into the 2020 race. And the 2020 race was rigged, and it was a rigged election. And because it was rigged, we have millions of people in our country. We had inflation. We solved the inflation problem. But millions and millions of people came into our country because of that. And people that shouldn't have been, people from gangs and from jails and from mental institutions, people that we don't want in our country, people that we're getting out, dangerous people. 11,888 murderers, many of them 50%, more than 50%, murdered more than one person. I hate to say this with such a distinguished guest, but, you know, they asked me a question. I got to answer the question. No, Barack Hussein Obama is the ringleader. Hillary Clinton was right there with him, and so was Sleepy Joe Biden, and so were the rest of them. Comey, Clapper, the whole group. And they tried to rig an election, and they got caught. And then they did rig the election in 2020. And then because I knew I won that election by a lot, I did it a third time, and I won in a landslide. Every swing state won the popular vote. But I won that all the same way in 2020. And look at the damage that was caused.
Look at the damage that was caused, guys. That's your president saying treason, talking about James Comey treason, dossier. The dossier was there, the spy op, Hussein at the top, guys. Wow, Shady. Do you know how many dossier posts there are? 32.
I saw, yeah, you had over 30.
Yeah. Did Trump say all this today? No. We played it when he said it back in the day.
But he
posted this today.
Correct.
11. Okay, so 8/11. Shady, you said that timestamp's important, right?
Yep.
How do you break up something this big? What happens if low, mid, senior, non-corrupt patriots learn they were sold out? What happens? Who is waiting with open arms with a plan to reorg under a single entity with direct OS by trusted patriots? Who are trusted patriots who understand intel collection? Q. For those watching, this should scare you. It's the power you depend on to survive. Money is worthless without those in power serving you. White House, military, patriots, are you ready to play? So he's telling you, military, are you ready to play? White House, are you ready to play? Patriots, let's go. We're ready to play. Okay, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. People think military is the only way, fully controlled. The only way is the military fully controlled. We are giving the government back to you, the people. You do not want the military to do your elections. You do not want devolution. Maybe you don't know what you don't know, Shady.
Maybe sometimes you just don't know what you don't know. One thing I was thinking about there real quick was that, with all this coming out, that the last thing in the world that with most normal cases, like the first thing you want whenever you go and you're being prosecuted.
We'll right back. Go ahead, Shady. Finish up.
The first thing that you would do whenever you would get a case in is to find discovery. Discovery is the last thing in the world Jim Comey wants.
And we'll be right back after these beautiful boom messages.
Hello to all of you beautiful patriots out there.
First of all, let me just thank you all for supporting this show. We wouldn't be here without you. But I have a huge announcement regarding donations.
It has come to our attention that using the Rumble app is taking an additional 30% of your donation to the show.
Let me explain. According to our TOS, Rumble takes 20% of all donations made through the web browser.
And that's a 20%. It's a good deal if you consider other platforms like YouTube and such.
There is a hidden cost that we just found out. For example, we received the generous $500 donation from Spill Tea, and thank you so much for that, from the Rumble app on Apple. So Rumble took 20% and Apple took an additional 30%. We brought that to Rumble and they said, well, Rumble's take of tips and donations is 20%. That's if the transaction is done through the web browser. If using the Android or iOS app, it's an additional 30% collected by those platforms.
So please use the web browser to make your donations to the show and avoid the hidden fees by Apple and Android.
That's right. You can also support us at GiveSendGo/HelpMGShow, mg.show/donate. We have PayPal and Cash App. Both are at RealMGShow or $RealMGShow. Please help us out. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest 3-in-1 sale ever with a limited edition product, a back in stock special, and a closeout deal you won't find anywhere else. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get our MyPillow bed sheets only $29.88. Any color, any style, any size, even kings, regular $119.98, only $29.88. Once they're gone for good. How about our My Towels? They're finally back in stock, but not for long. Get a 6-piece My Towel set, regular $69.98, now only $39.98. And for the first time and the only time ever, get our limited edition premium My Pillows. They're made with Giza cotton and designer gusset. Queen $17.98, Kings only $19.98. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to get the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
To mypillow.com or call 800-873-0478 and use promo code MGSHOW. Use your promo code for the best offers ever. Quantities are extremely limited, so order now.
Well, perhaps there is a simple answer. Not an easy answer, but simple. If you and I have the courage to tell our elected officials that we want our national policy based on what we know in our hearts is morally right, we'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines in my face getting clearer. The past is gone, it went by like dusk to dawn. Isn't that the way? Everybody's got the dues in life to pay. Yeah, I know nobody knows where it comes and where it goes. I know that everybody says you got the things to know how it goes. Half my life's in books, written pages, living learn from fools and from sages. You know it's true. All the things come back to you. Sing with me, sing for the year, sing for the laugh, sing for the tear. Sing with me, just for today. Maybe tomorrow the good Lord will take you away. Dream on, dream on, dream on. Dream until the dream come true. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream until your dream comes true. Dream on, dream on, dream on, dream on, dream Sing with us, sing for the year, sing for the laugh, sing for the tear. Sing with us, just for today, maybe tomorrow, good Lord will take you away. Sing with us, sing for the year, sing for the laugh, sing for the tear. Sing with us, just for today, maybe tomorrow, good Lord will take you away.
As long as the American people hold in their hearts deep and devoted love of country, then there is nothing that this nation cannot achieve. The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come, everybody. Welcome back to the MG Show, Static. There we go.
Your button.
I know, but it was going in my ear, but I don't know if they hear it. How you doing, Shady? Welcome back.
I'm doing great. I'm trying to prevent you from hearing static, but you can't. I can't prevent it.
No.
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 No matter what I do.
No matter what you do.
I know.
I mean, unmute too early, maybe.
I could not be here.
that could be. That's true.
Yeah, that could fix it.
You're fired. All right, so let's. By the way, this is a storm foretold, guys. Mikey Mariano at Mikey MIKY underscore MAIORANO. Okay, underscore Mariano. You got to get this video. You've got to watch it. If you have not watched it, you got to watch it, guys. I'm telling you, watch it because this guy is behind everything, and this is not AI. I'm going to tell you that right now.
There's no AI in this movie.
Jeff, why do you always interrupt Shady? Either a snippet of soundbite talking over and it's rude, getting all disrespectful. Well, cowboy up. Do you realize that he's in Oregon and I'm in Florida and there is a little bit of a delay, you asshat?
Settle down.
I'm sorry. These people. Get your own show.
I don't have any response for you, bud.
I don't either.
I'll eat your ass. I will.
That's a good response. Did that go out over there, Eric? Because that's
I have no idea what's going on.
Good. Okay. Yeah, just, sometimes you guys have to realize it's really hard to do a show like this, okay?
We're not in the same room.
We're not in the same room. If we were, there would be no talking over anybody because I could see him. When I'm doing the show, I don't see him either because he's buried in Zoom and I've got my windows open and I'm trying to do a show for you every day. Wow. All right. What do you want to talk about now?
We can go into whatever it is that you was next on the list, sir.
Yeah. Pastor Shadley says, Shill taking offense for groove. Ha! Hey, that's a point right there, Shady.
Listen, guys, we've been doing this for like almost, we're getting ready to come around to finishing our 7th season here. What we're doing for you is we're bringing you something that's from the heart, something that we're both passionate about, and something that we both want to talk about. So we're going to continue to talk over one another. I'm going to continue to get interrupted. I'm going to continue to interrupt him. He's going to continue to accidentally hit the button that plays a weird sound because he's moving to something else. It's going to happen. We could go into a situation and do a very clean and edited version of this and have it all nice and polished and pay somebody thousands of dollars to do that for us, but we can't afford that.
Yeah, because thank you for your donation, Cowboy.
We're doing this. We love it, Cowboy.
No. All right, so I'm going to do this because we do need to get funded, Shady Groove. Hey, football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune into Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave, from jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a moment of the excitement, guys. Catch every snap, every tackle, every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on westwoodonesports.com via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. All right, Shady.
I'm going to try to predict the future, Jeff. Can I try to predict the future? I'm going to. This is my prediction. My prediction is all that these digital numbnuts out there that are rotating around and screaming and yelling about the whole Charlie Kirk thing. My prediction is by around the time that Jim Comey gets indicted, these people are going to start saying that it was actually Israel or Epstein. That's my prediction. It wasn't Comey. It wasn't McCabe. It wasn't any of the people involved with Hillary Clinton. It wasn't the FBI. It wasn't the CIA. It was Israel, and it was Epstein. Those are the two perpetrators of the spy operations. Barack Obama is completely clean. Joe Biden is clean. It's all Epstein, Netanyahu, and Israel.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Yeah, okay.
That's what they're doing. They're making every single story about Israel and Epstein.
Oh, question everything, Shady. Can't we question?
Oh, yeah, question. Can't you connect it to Israel?
Cool.
I mean,
right,
I've seen so much of it, I'm tired of it.
How about a bigger pesky Q proof, too, about the child trafficking hotline that we missed, Shady?
Yeah, this is another pesky Q proof. Oh, well, actually our research proof.
This is a huge pesky Q proof, guys, and a MG show. Yours, the research. So basically, Chuck Grassley yesterday, 9:23, actually at 2:23 p.m. posted, Secretary Kennedy took action following my oversight, and HHS is now parting ways with the contractor who failed to effectively operate the National Human Trafficking Hotline. The new hotline provider should learn from past mistakes and work closely with police to protect and support survivors. Guys, now look, we outed this because of Q, okay? Guess who used that hotline? Flynn, Ballard, all of them. They all used this hotline that was wrong and not supporting survivors, guys.
That's literally when the whole Liz Crokin came at us and blocked us, is whenever this second layer of information came out about Ballard, and all this stuff was like the stupid movie that he made that we knew was fake. And then the Flynn and the whole group starts promoting this number. And even Liz, the people that are right around us, supposedly that listen to Q, pretended like that this number wasn't the same damn number that connects to the Clinton Foundation.
Oh, I didn't know.
It's insanity, man. It's like the revisionist history. It's just so funny how the people that get large platforms and large amounts of people, the more people they get to follow them, the dumber they get.
Yeah. Susie Q, I love you guys. We love you too. Thank you. I get a little irritated sometimes, but you know what? I've been doing this for 7 years, and we're in the top 3% of podcasts. I mean, I think we've done pretty damn good, and that's with me interrupting you, Shady.
I know. Like I said, it'll continue.
Cupid's cowgirl, don't let the shills rattle your cage. We're on a mission to save humanity from the evil within the world and our country. God bless you both. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Q Shaw, what? $100 Rumble rant from Q Shaw just because I wanted to. I do not support any other content creator because I've seen with my own eyes that they are all effing liars. Much love to this family.
Thank you.
God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
So here's the pesky Q proof, Shady. Oh, but let's see. I posted this on 7/18/23, but this is from an old research that I actually reposted on X when I came back. Okay, this is the Clinton Global Initiative partnered with Polaris Project in 2009 to build an anti-trafficking approach replicable worldwide. The Polaris Project operates the National Human Trafficking Center and runs the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Polaris is based out of D.C. and is funded in part by the Department of Health and Human Services and the Clinton Foundation. Okay, let's go here. Grassley scrutinizes HHS contractor for failure to report human trafficking cases on taxpayer-funded hotline. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley is shining a light on the Polaris Project, which has received millions of your dollars, taxpayer dollars, from the DHS or HHS to solely operate the National Human Trafficking Hotline for nearly 18 years. Now let's dig in, Shady, because here's the post. This is the Q post, the Clinton Foundation, that leads you to the child trafficking hotline, okay? So this is the 2009 Clinton Global Initiative, building an anti-trafficking approach. So we want the Clintons to help us with child trafficking, Shady?
Yeah, we also want Flynn's crew helping us, don't we?
Wow. Carry the torch. Democrat will be Democrat.
Democrat.
Together, they created a modern-day slavery database of organizations across the globe to monitor human trafficking. In 2014, they claim that it is the most comprehensive database of modern-day slavery organizations ever compiled for the public, and is noted on the map above that there are 199 countries in this database. Okay? We're just bringing you the solid.
Kind of a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal, Shady. They state by enabling actors in the anti-human trafficking field to better locate, identify, and connect with each other, the tool will help connect victims of human trafficking and at-risk populations for the help they need. The Polaris Project Global Modern Slavery Directory, guys. Were they
see here?
Were they exposing it or running it?
They were running it.
So when they began this project in 2014, they had 200 organizations in the database. Now there's 2,936 as of when I reported this. And hotlines working on human trafficking and forced labor. There's 26 in D.C. alone. If one has done any research on human trafficking, there's a lot of telling information that would be garnered from this database. But it's definitely one heck of a network. Look at this, guys.
Wonder who runs it.
Wow. So the Global Modern Day Slavery Directory is also partnered with Liberty Asia's Freedom Collaborative, an online password-protected program for anti-trafficking stakeholders that offers a news feed updated by users, a global community of organizations and research, programmatic and legal resources. USAID and UNDP are just two of the Freedom Collaborative partners, guys. All right. All right, interesting stuff here, Shady. So here we go. Liberty Asia also partnered with La Strada International and the Polaris Project in 2013 to launch an alliance of human trafficking hotlines around the world. Google funded this effort with $3 million after determining that most illegal groups were involved in human trafficking in some way. Jared Cohen, director of Google Ideas, said there wasn't a great coordination between all of the hotlines.
But you get a hotline. You get a hotline.
Yeah. You get a hotline, Shady. If you call the hotline in one company, it generates data locally, but there is no way to correlate the data within the hotline in any other country, said Cohen. So we thought, can you integrate all these hotlines so it doesn't matter which one you call? You need to integrate an ecosystem to make the right response. Wow. Here's the number. The Polaris Project is a member of the Clinton Global Initiative. Members are by invite only and donate a minimum of $15,000 annually. Wow. The Clintons. I'm sure they're very trustworthy people. Catherine A. McLean was the chairperson and the board of the directors at the Polaris. McLean was the senior advisor for Hillary Clinton for president campaign in 2008, Shady.
We just tried to tell you.
Also, why we are concerned about the numbers that all the human trafficking organizations that claim they're helping people are using the same phone number. America's Project, Patrick Byrne. Operation Underground, Tim Ballard. Sound of Freedom, Tim Ballard. Child Liberation, and more. The Clinton Foundation, 888-373-7888. This is America's future. That's Flynn. Okay? Here's Ballard. 888-373-7888.
This is why they censor us on our side, guys, because they did not want you to make these connections. This is also a good look at what Q was doing to their network. Q was exposing their network. They were realizing that they were going to have to talk about it, and they completely skip over the idea that they were already sending people to that number.
Yeah. JG1LT asks a great question. Why haven't we heard how many kids they've saved?
Because
they haven't saved any. I talked over you. Or did you?
No, but we said the same thing.
Huh?
We said the same thing.
See? Two heads, one mind. All right, here we go. This is partners. Amazon Web Services, PayPal, and Twilio. Palantir, thanks to Palantir, Polaris maintains the largest data set on human trafficking in North America and is improving analysis through data science and artificial intelligence. And then we go here is Palantir, CIA front company. Comb your hair.
Oh, I forgot that was him to comb your hair.
Palantir is working with Human Trafficking Helpline. Does that concern you? Israel links CIA funded Palantir goes public, making espionage mainstream. But now they're under Trump's control, guys. In-Q-Tel. Remember all this stuff? Was Trump trying to tell us something when he truthed this at 2:22 a.m.? Palantir works with the Polaris Project with human trafficking help. Also has ties to, guess who, Shady?
Guess!
Jeffrey Epstein. The above thread packages this Q's post nicely, all marching to the same beat. Phone number 888-373-7888. Boom. Now, this does not go both ways, Shady, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Palantir, distributing the vaccine. They also assisted Ukraine. So there he is. Comb your hair. Nice decode. Boom. There's comb your hair, Shady.
I know. I was remembering it whenever we saw it.
It had nothing to do with AT&T. It's Palantir. All right. Must be regulated to prevent censorship and narrative push. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard of the Amber Alerts, right, guys?
Yes.
Amber Alert is okay, right?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, we're going to really find those kids.
Wait, so they're working with the Pedo Esta group?
Yes.
Amber Alert hired somebody arrested for actually child trafficking, Shady.
Oh.
This is the Clinton Silsby scandal. Laura Gaylor, a.k.a. Laura Silsby, VP of Marketing for Alert Sense, a.k.a. Amber Alert. Do you guys feel sick yet?
It's pretty sickening, man. It's pretty sickening to know that everything that was created to prevent anybody from ever figuring any of this stuff out.
Yeah. Here's this is connected Silsby arrested for Haiti for child trafficking after the earthquake. Look at this is her.
For these 10 Americans say they've been charged with kidnapping and criminal association. They were detained last week, accused of trying to take 33 children out of the country. A lawyer for the 10 says the judge found sufficient evidence to file charges against them. The Americans, most of whom are members of an Idaho-based church group, were whisked away after the hearing. However, beforehand, they expressed optimism about having the charges dropped.
We expect that God's will be done. It will be released. We are looking forward to what God is going to do.
The 10 deny they were trying to traffic the children and insist they were only trying to rescue children who were orphaned and abandoned following last month's earthquake. What happens next is still up in the air. The lawyer says they won't get an open trial. Rather, a judge will consider the evidence.
Yeah. So what happened was Hillary Clinton intervenes on behalf of Laura Silsby.
And then she changed her name.
So Bill Clinton provided assistance to a convicted child trafficker, Laura Silsby, resulting in a reduced sentence for child trafficking. Fun, huh? So since her release from detention in Haiti, Laura Silsby has returned to Idaho. In 2015, she married and took the last name Gaylor. Silsby is currently employed by a software company called AlertSense as their vice president of marketing. AlertSense provides a platform issuing large-scale emergency alerts. AlertSense works with the federal government on FEMA's integrated public alert warning system. And one of IPAW's functions is to issue Amber Alerts during kidnapping events. So convicted, you can't make this up. And I was also able to find the Hillary Clinton, Laura Silsby Periscope video. Look at, they're still friends. There she is right there.
In the background.
Yep.
Nobody even found that. That's the only place that video exists now, probably.
And all like for your activism.
Right hand man.
All like bing bong knock knock. Hey daddy do. Bing bong.
All this is completely coincidence, by the way.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's all fine.
Hillary Clinton's State Department knew all about the New Life Children's Refuge as Laura Silsby's executive director and founder, as evidenced here. You can read that. I'll give you the thread if you guys want to understand it more. But, here is our show going over who really controls the human trafficking hotline. It's on Rumble, okay? Must watch. It's also on X, okay? And the end of thread, Shady Grove. But let's go back to the actual post that I'm talking about because this is interesting. Let me go back. There it is. Oh, front. Oh, here we go. So let's go to the Grassley thing right here, Shady Grove. This was 5/6/2025. He just posted it on the 23rd. 2 days ago, Grassley scrutinizes HHS contractor for failure to report human trafficking. This is the alert right here. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Chuck Grassley is shining a light on the Polaris Project, which has received millions in taxpayer dollars from the Department of Health and Human Services, to solely operate HHS's National Human Trafficking Hotline for nearly 18 years. In a letter to HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Grassley cites legally protected whistleblower disclosures revealing the Polaris Project failed to report several instances of human trafficking, including child sex trafficking, to law enforcement, guys. Grassley also highlights Polaris's political conflict of interest, noting Polaris co-founder currently oversees the HHS office responsible for awarding the National Human Trafficking Hotline contract. As you're aware, Polaris has received millions in taxpayers' dollars running this hotline, and if the grant is renewed, it will receive an additional $9 million in funding. It is imperative that HHS ensure the hotline is running effectively to protect countless victims of human trafficking, Grassley wrote. Going on, he also continued, these alleged failures by Polaris to report instances of human trafficking are deeply concerning, and if they are accurate, changes to the operation of the NHTH must be made, Grassley concluded. 41 of Attorney Generals raised additional concerns in April. A letter to Kennedy regarding the Polaris Project's operation of the National Human Trafficking Hotline. Read Grassley's full letter here, but this is right here. This is his transmission to Robert F. Kennedy. 36 Attorney Generals wrote to Congress expressing their concerns with Polaris Project and has been sole contractor of the National Human Trafficking Hotline since 2007. This letter noted that Polaris, which is funded by taxpayer dollars, is not reporting tips of adult trafficking to state law enforcement. Guys, this is the letter. It's crazy, Shady.
It's more than crazy. It's so crazy that you would not realize how evil and disgusting all of this stuff has really been, and what it is that's quote unquote built to protect you in all reality turns into what it is that's built to insulate them. Okay, all of these systems, and this is a big point, and I think Jeff will agree with me completely on this. All of these systems that are currently being reorganized, they're reorganizing them because they're trying to get some confidence in the system, like what's going on in the FBI and a number of the HHS with the Tylenol thing. They're trying to generate some confidence in the system because literally it doesn't really matter which side of the aisle you're on or what your in particular problem is. Nobody has any confidence in any system. And all of the people that are out there that don't want you to have confidence in any system are the ones that are undermining the systems in general. So the idea that this is news story, this is coming out right now, and we're getting ready to see these quote unquote secure drop type operations, which are a honeypot portal, so that whenever someone calls in or tries to communicate that they are being trafficked or that there's something going on, it's utilized more as a tamp down the squeaky wheel project than it is to elevate and prosecute perpetrators who are sex trafficking people project. Reorganizing that and making these systems function would help our country tremendously, and it would pull away from all of the people that pretend like they are promoting provable truth every day when they're just like lying through their teeth 24/7.
Yeah. And we should pay attention to this stuff as parents.
Yes.
We need to pay attention to this, this Polaris project. I'm telling you guys, that's a pesky research proof from a Q post, Shady.
It's very, very pesky whenever you put it all together like that. Were you sickened? I mean, even a lot of you that has seen what he just showed you before, it makes you sick every time, right? Because you understand how big it is. You understand what a vulnerable person would be, like a single, isolated, vulnerable person picks up the phone and makes a call that gets the courage to try to get some help from their whoever it is. They call this number, and what they end up is an intelligence agent on the other side. That the only thing they're interested in, it's just like what these Flynn people do with people that try to whistleblow information. They gain their respect, they gain their trust, and then they take in all their information, and then they push them aside. They use their information for whatever blackmail they can use their information for. They never publish it, and then they just move on about their lives and throw these people away. That's what the network does.
That's right. Pretty interesting breaking news, Shady. The Pentagon requests Trump's approval for first military execution in 6 decades.
Hold on. It's going to be quick.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth is set to request authorization from President Donald J. Trump to move forward with the execution of Nidal Malik Hassan, the jihadist former Army major convicted of carrying out the 2009 mass shooting at Fort Hood in Texas.
Good.
According to the senior Department of War official, the execution will be the first carried out by the U.S. military in more than 60 years. A former Army psychologist, Hassan, is currently incarcerated at the U.S. disciplinary barracks at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, for the 2009 attack, which killed 13 people and wounded another 32. Armed with a semi-automatic pistol, Hassan entered Hood's Soldier Readiness Center and opened fire on service members preparing for deployment. During his trial, Hassan confessed to the shooting, claiming it was necessary to protect the Islamic Empire from American forces. The Pentagon categorized the massacre as an act of workplace violence, a decision widely criticized for ignoring the ideological and terrorist motivations behind the attack. Shady. Wow.
You guys have no idea how deep the infiltration goes. They're putting these people that they know will flip like this, inserting them in the barracks, inserting them around Americans who are trying to serve their country. I mean, it's more pervasive than you know. It's DEI for the military. I mean, I know Hegseth is rooting a lot of this out, but there's a lot of embedded DEI that has this Antifa mentality in the military.
Yeah.
We saw a bunch of them come out, and there was a number of them. I think I saw more than 10 that came out acting like that they were happy that Charlie Kirk was killed. People that are serving in the military.
Yeah,
it wasn't just teachers and professors. It's unbelievable, man. Because we had the conversation yesterday about sacrifice, and what that means.
Yeah, wow. And then what is Hillary saying? That it's white men. Christian white men that is the problem?
Straight Christian white men, yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's the problem. So
right.
If you're wondering why you got a target on your back.
Wow. And that goes back to the stochastic terrorism again, guys.
It does. All you got to do is just fan the flames.
Yeah. And the media, I'm waiting for this Q proof to become true. MSM liable, okay? So libel laws, end of MSM Q. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for that post, Shady Groove, or that Q proof, if you will.
Well, I think that this whole little stunt that they just did with Jimmy Kimmel put us a step in that direction. because you can't come out and say that you're going to cancel this guy and take him off the air for not wanting to apologize, and then put him back on the air, and he doesn't come back on the air and apologize. Like, this is, you don't get to run a network and be 98% against the person that is elected and for the opposition party. That is not in the public interest. At what point can you say that is in the public interest? Not even a legitimate Democrat can argue that it's fair for the news to be 95% against the Republican candidate and to frame every single story that they put out as negative, no matter how good it is for you. No matter the jobs numbers come out, there's 1.8 million new jobs, but nobody really got a job. Like, it's insane what they're willing to say to people on the air.
These people have blood on their hands. Shady.
Literally. That's literal now.
Bondi transfers former death row inmates commuted by Joe Biden to Supermax prison. Thank you, Pam Bondi, our AG, who's doing an excellent job, by the way.
Yeah, any other AG would have let him go, probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wow. Then we've got a pesky Q proof, in my opinion, as well, because it's also a Delta today. Former Director FBI Comey expected to be indicted soon, okay? This is he's supposed to be indicted, according to Virginia federal court, okay? And then there's this Q post right here, dated 9/25/2020 at 4769, worth remembering. Think what you know now. Now listen to what Comey posted, guys. Listen to this. So it was all lies, no treason, no spying on the campaign, no tapping Trump's wires. It was just good people trying to protect America. That is an admission of guilt, if I say so myself, Shady.
And his definition of America is the Federal Reserve Trust.
Yeah, a higher loyalty, Shady.
A higher loyalty, that's right. His definition of America is their financial system that is like an octopus on top of the republic, a democracy bleeding us dry for every ounce of blood that we have. That is what he's talking to right there. It's not America that he is protecting. It is his inner family circle.
We are following, as we promised, breaking news. It's out of the Eastern District of Virginia, where three sources familiar tell MSNBC former FBI Director James Comey is expected to be indicted in the coming days. The full extent of the charges being prepared against Comey is unclear.
So, Katie, we have some sources who say that for several weeks now, the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of Virginia, and actually in offices that are potentially much further south than Alexandria, they are arguing that there is evidence to suggest Comey lied to Congress in his testimony on the Hill in September of 2020. And for viewers out in the audience who may not be legally as nerdy as me and Ken, I'll just say that there's a statute of limitations to charge people with the crime of lying to Congress or perjury, and that's 5 years. The 5-year statute runs this month.
Also, Shady Groove, I think there's more breaking news. I think it was Paul Sperry who broke it, Shady. Let me just, this is it right here. Paul Sperry on X. Check this out, Shady. Developing, I'm told by FBI HQ that investigators and prosecutors have been zeroing in on alleged false statements Obama's top spook, John Brennan, gave in a May 11th, 2023 deposition he gave in room 2237 of the Rayburn House office building. Developing. Now, remember, James Comey treason, John Brennan treason. Those are two posts. Okay. Wow, Shady. It could, and I have 0 arrests. This is how you get arrests. You get indictments. You put together a case that's winnable. You go and say, hey, we got a winnable case. Then you indict the person. Then you try the person, and then you get a verdict. This is how it works in the United States of America.
And through the whole process, you're innocent until proven guilty. Yep. From beginning to end, you're innocent until proven guilty. God bless America. God bless the United States. I tell you what, man, I'm number one, I don't care that he lied to Congress. I'm not worried about that. What I care about is that he lied to the FISA court. What I care about is that he took a complete BS narrative and he took it all the way to the FISA court and he submitted bogus evidence to the FISA court and he manipulated the judges on the FISA court. You know, this stuff that lying to Congress comes with a penalty. That what he did to the FISA court, that's a secret court that is for opening counterintelligence investigations into Americans.
Yeah.
That is so far beyond the line, it is insane. So I want somebody, there's 3 principles, guys. 3. Comey, Brennan, Obama. That's the 3. Those 3 are at the center of it. They were the ones that were telling that everybody else would listen to. So those are the 3 voices that are most important. Those are the 3 voices that I think should be focused on, and everything else falls downhill from there. And matter of fact, those 3 will like try to act like somebody told them to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
They will.
Shady, quickly, I want to get this one done too because it just came up. There it is. Hey, football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL football action? Tune in to Westwood One for all the gridiron glory that you crave, from jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays. Don't miss a single moment of excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL on the NFL app, on Westwood One Sports app, on WestwoodOneSports.com, via Westwood One station streams, or by asking ALEXA to open Westwood One Sports. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One. Boom.
Boom, boom.
Wow, guys.
We're going to have some fun reporting on this. This is going to be...
Yeah. This is going to be Q-proof haven, Shady Groove.
It's going to be unbelievable because all of the stuff that we got that you were given something very special. The people that paid attention, the people that are following along, you were given something very special. You were given an insight. Our patience and our resolve is what it was that we were supposed to learn. We were supposed to learn how to use discernment and how to develop our logic and how to prove facts and how to disprove misinformation. All of these different things, like all of these tools, are now in your toolbox for you to use as we navigate the future. Because I'm telling you, Jeff, every single day, listen, you can say whatever you want, but there's a lot of normal middle-of-the-road Democrats out there. Would you agree with that? There's a lot of good human beings that are in America that call themselves Democrat that don't really know any better. Whenever these people
Their party left them. Yeah.
Their party left them in like with the, off the cliff. These people are seeing pregnant women on TikTok eating Tylenol as they're pregnant in protest of Donald Trump. Democrats are seeing that also. So I just want to temper everything that's happening in America with that understanding of how do we get to where we go one, we go all? How do we get to where we're all back kind of on the same page? We are utilizing common sense. And the people that don't have any are obvious. They stick out like a sore thumb.
And, I was also noticing on TikTok that one of the people that did chug, one of the pregnant women that did chug Tylenol, because Tylenol says not to take it while pregnant, and then Trump did it, so they got to chug. One of them is actually in the hospital and could lose her baby and her own life. She's in liver failure.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow, guys. I mean, this is the
fun, isn't it?
This is the people that were telling you had to wear a mask. This was the people that were telling you that you didn't have a right to refuse a vaccine. This is the people that were telling you that you didn't have the ability to go see your dying relative.
According to MCAL, she passed, Shady.
Wow.
So somebody that Donald Trump says, don't take acetaminophen or Tylenol while you're pregnant. In 2017, Tylenol said the same damn thing. This lady, because Trump said it, chugged it, and now she's dead. Let that sink in.
That's it's coal tar. Acetaminophen is coal tar.
Correction, I heard that somebody passed. I'm not sure it was the one you're speaking of, Jeff. Okay, never mind.
Okay, either way.
Is that verified? It's TikTok, Pastor Shadowley.
We don't know.
So, it's TikTok. So, maybe a little bit. I don't know. All right, so let's go to this, Shady Good, because it's very important. Let's go to 4768. Judgment is coming, Shady.
That's true.
That's a delta, okay? 5 years ago today that should have been happening 4 years ago today.
Well, that makes me think we might get an indictment announcement later today.
Wait, worth remembering is the next post.
Oh.
Think what you know now.
Yeah, didn't we just go over that one?
We did.
Oh, right. Another
Very
one?
interesting.
Look,
hey, so we got that. Okay, we got Think What You Know Now. We got Free Flynn, done in 30, house cleaning, final stage. What is the over-under done in 30 months? What is the over-under? Sullivan retires, steps down by March 2021 based on public info regarding possibly coordinated efforts with OSC, Office of Special Counsel Mueller, Q.
That's interesting now.
That is interesting now, knowing what we know now. QAnon leaders look to rebrand after tech crackdowns. Obamagate, Watergate, over the target. Never bring an arrow in a quiver to a LOBSBR missile fight, guys.
I remember that last spurt.
Yeah.
And
then we got
that was like not long. Comey was standing in the field. Remember that? Comey was everywhere. He was in the trees. He was in the road.
Some will take the easy path and exit early.
That still could happen.
And
that one right there just happened. The KKK designation or the Antifa portion of it.
Yeah. Okay. Note. Q. What is this?
Like a rolling stone, take a...
The Bob Dylan story, and it's
the new Bob Dylan movie.
That's an ad.
Itself is a story about.
Oh, the last of the Mohicans, guys.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Wow. Jingleheimer Schmidt says, scroll up, prognosis is poor. Multiple accounts state she's not expected to survive with organ damage progressing rapidly. I heard it was liver as well. No confirmed recovery updates have surfaced yet. Hospitals are rarely something.
Nice update. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. The bottom line is, Trump
don't
is
drink
right.
Tylenol.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Go
she was admitted
Trump
to ICU with acute liver failure from the overdose, placed on a respirator ventilator to support breathing. And the lady's pregnant. Pray for her. They know not what they do. Her unborn baby is at high risk of miscarriage or severe harm due to the toxic effects of the mother's system, e.g. reduced oxygen and nutrient flow. Maybe it'll get the autism.
We're going to pray for her and her baby.
Amen. Darwin effect, it's kind of, it's sad, guys. It's really sad to me.
It's sad to me, too, because it's an American. And, at one point that they cared, at one point all Americans cared about each other the same. Like we didn't distinguish that this American was less than somehow. We've lost our way.
I will pray for all of them, guys.
I will too.
Because we're that kind of people, okay? We don't celebrate somebody's misfortune like that. Whew, that's deep, Shady. Whew. Wow.
Yeah, that's definitely escalated quickly.
Yeah. All right, where are we at, Shady Groove? We're right here on the MG show. 12 minutes to go. We did go ahead and ask for our YouTube channel to be reinstated. I sent a long letter yesterday. I got a message back, Shady, saying that email address is not being monitored anymore, but to go to this site. So we'll do that after the show.
Okay.
But it looks like two people, Alex Jones and somebody else, got new YouTube accounts that have already been banned from YouTube.
And YouTube has made a statement that they are still in the process of bringing people back on, and it's still against their policy for you, if you're banned, to create a new account. So they've already made a statement that that they're considering process is in process, and you can't go around the process.
We will be. The noticing has. Wait. The noticing. Are you noticing? The noticing has continued. How's it go?
Yeah, the noticing will continue. And what about the goofy O'Keefe psyop? Do we want to get into that at all?
Well, go ahead, because the federal government actually said that O'Keefe is full of shit.
That's exactly correct. And so I feel like, we had General Flynn pimping this yesterday, and then they putting this out, and then you comes to find out this guy that they put out that they recorded surreptitiously has absolutely no information, no connection. It looks like he's been reading this dude was reading the Twitter feed of Michael Flynn and James O'Keefe and Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson. Then he went on. Then he got caught talking about it to some undercover guy for OMG Media, and then they publish it like it's a breaking news undercover exposure of the Trump DOJ. That's what they did yesterday.
Wow.
It has nothing to do with the Trump DOJ. This guy had no access to any information. He was talking smack to somebody he was trying to impress, and James O'Keefe ran with it like a lunatic.
Wow.
It got smacked down almost immediately.
Wow.
But the Flynn network's still pimping it.
Of course. And then Flynn's like, the Epstein thing isn't going away. Thanks for listening to your president.
Yeah, but we've noticed that all your minions are out there on social media blaming every single thing in the world on Epstein and Israel. We're watching it happen. We were actually seeing you guys blame everything on Israel before Q or before any of this stuff on the Chan boards, but nobody really. Yeah, so the boards right now, the Chan boards, what was the boards back in 2018, 2019 is now X.
Yeah. I mean, and look at this guy, Shady Grove. This is this Alex Jones guy. Watch this.
Does Facebook, does
That's why you didn't get elected.
Twitter need to be regulated like do they need to be regulated?
Marco Rubio, the snake. Little frat boy here.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Who are you, man?
Yeah,
Who is
sure.
this guy? I swear to God, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know
better
who
hope
you
you
are,
can
man.
deplatforming. Tens of millions of views.
InfoWars.
Bigger than Rush Limbaugh. He knows who InfoWars is. Playing this joke over here. That's why the deplatforming didn't work.
But here's the question. Here's a question.
Hey, don't touch me again, man. I'm asking you not to touch me.
Well, sure, I just patted you nicely.
I know, but I don't want to be. I don't know.
You want me to get
man.
arrested?
I don't know who you are.
It's not just going to
You're
take
not
my
gonna
First
get arrested,
Amendment.
man. You're not
Man, that was gold right there. So Marco Rubio is now in the Trump administration, and do you see how this guy was being treated by Alex Jones? I'm so sick of these people.
Isn't he the one isn't his job the NSA the NSA guy right now? Was it him? Rubio? In one of his jobs, the NSA thing?
I think so. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I just find that very interesting that the whole interaction. I forgot about that interaction with Jones and him a while back.
Yeah.
It's all starting to make sense a little bit.
Yeah. And also, Shady Groove, did you see Dan Scavino, maybe not last night, posted the helicopter with the Sum of All Fears song, Nusen Dorma?
Yep.
Wow.
Sure, and I think that's a preliminary nod to what's getting ready to come down the pike, because this is not going to go slowly. This is not going to be like, oh, James Comey's going to get indicted and nothing's going to happen for 6 months. That's not the way this is going to go down.
Yeah. Wow, guys. Wow.
It's going to be quick.
And we're gonna play that at the end, because you guys got to understand the way that the movie ends with Nusen Dorma playing. All the bad guys get blown up at the end.
They got blowed up.
They got blowed up real good.
They got blowed up real good.
Yeah. Wow, guys. Do we want to play that going out? I don't know, Shady. What do you want to do? What do you want to play?
It's up to you. Do you want to play it? We can.
Okay, we'll play that.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So we got
a little premonition of what's to come.
Yeah, premonition. Let me see. There it is. Okay, it's 5 minutes. So we got a couple minutes, Shady Groove. So let's wrap today up. Again, we work really hard to bring you a quality show. We're not in the same room. If we could afford it, we would be, but we're not. And we are thankful for all of you in here as well. Thank you for viewing this. Thank you for sharing this show. But people don't realize that we do have a little bit of a lapse. When technology is coming from Oregon and when technology is coming from Florida, you have a little bit of a delay. Okay, so people don't understand that, and I think it's time that you do. Shady doesn't talk over me purposely, and I don't talk over him purposely. Sometimes we get excited, yes, but this is a show that we've been doing for 7 years. You don't think Shady and I have already worked on this, worked this out in our counseling?
It's like it literally at exhaustion. It's like whatever we got. We ended up having to Indian wrestle. And the Indian wrestle, I beat him at Indian wrestling, and he finally capitulated and he lost. And so now that he lost, he's doing a lot better. No! There it goes.
You're lucky.
I know.
You guys rock.
I'm lucky that we're not in the same room.
I know, because I would be coming over there and saying, let's go. Q Shaw, thank you for the Rumble rant today as well. That was really nice. Thank you so much.
That was.
And we are, let's see, what time is it?
Q Shaw could read Q Shaw could interpret what Erdogan was saying. He didn't need the interpreter.
Rush says, somehow I can't see Jeff in Oregon, so Shady needs to move to Florida.
That would definitely be what would have to happen.
Miss Ruth, thank you so much. Miss Ruth, I think that's right. I don't know. C Stave, thank you. We're doing good. Jello Wrestling, says Dragon. Oh my gosh, you guys. On that note,
had to do that.
On that note, tomorrow, hour 2 is premium. You do not want to miss what we've been going over because it is exactly what Trump is trying to fight and is fighting successfully. It is that Federal Reserve that is owned by, how is your country even, built, Shady Group? People have no idea that the Federal Reserve is 3 railroads. The companies are the railroads. Everything is the railroads, and he's decoupling that and putting it into your bank, guys. And who can tell me the 3 railroads that is the parent to the Federal Reserve? Shady Group. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Shady, thank
America
you.
wasn't built by slaves. It was built by slave owners.
Yeti, thank you. We love you guys very much. Sheesh. Tomorrow is Friday. I can't wait. Thank you guys. Mickey, thank you. The show is perfect as it is. That's the part of the magic. Thank you so much, Mickey B. Thank you.
That's what we think.
And all your stickers have been mailed, guys. You will get them soon.
Cincinnati, Chicago, Charleston.
Nope. Is it?
Yes.
Is it Cincinnati?
Oh, God, here he goes.
Oh, boy.
You should have just left whenever you had a chance.
I got to go. Bye. You're right, Lincoln Logger. Yeah, got it. I love you guys. The end won't be for everyone. www.mg.show. Boom.